I'm Mr. Baker. I'm here with Mrs. Malooly and Mrs. Jones, and we're going to talk to you about the Network, which is kind of a new club that started at Homestead. And I just want to kind of give you some of the background as to what it is and how it came about. And I think it goes back a couple of years for all of us, just kind of thinking about Homestead itself and looking at the student body. And we even had some kids talk to us about what can we do to challenge the student body to be more positive, to care more about each other and your own accomplishments, but then the other person too. Kind of stepping outside of your shoes and looking out for your friends, looking out for your, even people who aren't your friends, but just your fellow students. And even, saying encouraging things to your teachers, because we like to hear those things too. So what happened was each of us had this idea of what can we do? And then somehow, some way, I think I talked to Mrs. Bay at some point in time, and I know I talked to Mr. Arata, and we talked to Mrs. Bay, and Mrs. Jones talked to Mrs. Bay, and Mrs. Bay said, hey, why don't you guys all sit down and talk together? And so we did. A couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, we had an in-service, and in the afternoon, a bunch of teachers got together, some kids came in, and we sat down and just kind of said, what can we do to impact student culture here at Homestead High School? What can we do to make this a more positive environment, to encourage people, to let people know that really everybody has value, and what is that value? What can we do to help train people to use their skills and to impact their world? Whether that's here at Homestead, in our community, or on a global scale, what can we do? So from that meeting, we've had, I think, 2 meetings now with a group of kids after school. Made a video that was on the morning announcements, and we just want to encourage people to be thinking about the other all the time. What can we do to help out? And really, that falls to you as students to be the advocates. If you know something's going on and teachers don't know, please inform the teachers. If you know that somebody is struggling and needs help, tell somebody. It's really hard to walk through these hallways and feel completely alone, and sometimes we don't see those things. So if something's going on, do what you can to encourage, do what you can to bring attention and to help out wherever we can. There's some more programming coming up. We're going to try to continue this, really develop it yet this year, and then really come out strong next year with some programming. We want to encourage everybody to think about what your part of this could be. What can you do to impact those around you in a positive, caring type of way? So Mrs. Malooly is going to talk now about a program she has coming up with a speaker coming in.
I think for me also, like you talked about, it probably happened several years ago, even 5 years ago when I started here, and I saw so many kids who were either new to the school or new to a group of friends floundering and no one really helping them. I think Homestead can tend to be a scary environment, a big environment, and a really disconnected environment, and people don't always feel comfortable. And like a lot of things that are worth fighting for, it took me several years to get up the gumption to really, and the motivation to really do something about it. And last semester, one of the things that we did is we did the Diary of Anne Frank, to spread awareness not just of what was happening then, but how stereotypes can be so damaging. And as part of that, we brought in a play called Life in a Jar, and they told the story of Irina Sendler, who was this one woman in 100 days. She saved 2,500 children from the Warsaw Ghetto. And I thought, if one person can do that much, surely 3 people and students, a few students, a handful of students throughout Homestead could make a huge change in our environment here. And so with that in mind, we've asked Drew Kahn, and he is the founder of the Anne Frank Project, and he is a theater professor in Buffalo, New York. And he's going to be coming down April 17th, 18th, and 19th. The date that I want you to keep in mind is April 18th from 3:30 to 7. He's going to be doing workshops, and these workshops will have artistic elements to them. They'll have writing elements. They'll have creative pieces, performance elements to them. If you are interested in any way in making Homestead a better place, a more open and accepting place, and a place that realizes each individual's worth and potential, please think about coming to this workshop. It's going to be in the seminar room, once again, April 18th from 3:30 to 7. And through works of art, through writing, and through drama, we hope to really create something that's uniquely Homestead that we can use to to create a better environment here and to use as a catalyst for years to come to really make this a more open and accepting and just a great place to be.
Wow. Well said, you two. I have great colleagues here. My name's Mrs. Jones. The past few years, especially, I've been more aware of students not wanting to leave my classroom, saying, wow, I wish we could be in here all day. Mostly because a lot of these students didn't feel like they had another safe place to be themselves and be their unique selves, and that would be celebrated. And that has just become more abundantly prevalent to me the past few years. And I want to spread that throughout Homestead. I want people to have other teachers and other students and other spaces to feel themselves and to feel connected. And most recently, this past year, my mission has truly been to really bring more awareness to students in their use of language and the use of language to uplift people and the power of that to, so many people are using language in the halls that are really sarcastic or bringing people down rather than uplifting. And words are so powerful. And I've just been trying to tell students, and encourage them that they are powerful and choose them wisely. Many of you have probably received some joy over the past few weeks. This was something that I actually started in my classroom last fall, in hopes of putting some more positive words out there, showing kids that they can use words creatively and interesting and to uplift people. And there came the joy box in my room, something inspired from a fortune cookie, believe it or not, and how much people just smile reading their fortune out of a fortune cookie. So why not have that experience every day? Minus the cookie, of course, because I'm not rich. But anyway, my students loved it, and I thought, why not bring that to the halls? I'm going through a really rough time right now. My mother was diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer right before Christmas, and I came to school with a very heavy heart, and I thought, why not try to negate that and spread some joy? So on the days that she has been receiving chemo, I have been standing in the hallways handing out little bits of paper with funny pictures and quotes and words because I'm a believer in miracles. I'm a believer in the power of one person to make a change, a chain reaction. And I was so completely overwhelmed at the response of the joy movement and people that I had not ever even seen or met in this school, this giant school, seeking me out intentionally and telling me that really did make a difference, even teachers. So it was wonderful. And you guys can make a difference. One person, it starts with one person to create a chain reaction. And that's what our goal here is.
Yeah, I think it's sort of my closing comments is that the thing that I have learned the most from this and from kind of banding together with them and other students is you're not the only one. You're not the only one that thinks, Homestead should feel different or you should be able to be more yourself here. There have been so many students that have just come out of the woodworks at Homestead to be at our meetings, which is the network. Check that out. Listen for announcements. Come to our meetings. They're every other Friday. And so many students that believe in that exact same cause. You're not the only one that thinks that Homestead can be a better place and that an individual can make a difference.
Yeah, and I just want to kind of end on that too, that we're here like every other teacher to teach you an academic subject and to hopefully develop the skills in our disciplines that will help you succeed and get through here with your required classes. At the same time, though, I think that we three and many other teachers see that the idea that you are individuals and that we can help if in any way that we can develop the skills that you have. So if you have interests that we can help you with. I know Vicki with bringing in Drew, that's going to be a great thing for a lot of people to get involved and just explore the different skills that they have. So beyond that classroom setting, what can we do to help you develop your individual skills? Come check out the network, and that name may have stemmed from when Life in a Jar came and the whole idea of Irena Sendler working as an individual person to help people. But then as she grew that network and as network started connecting, collectively we can do a lot of very amazing things as a network of people. The network includes a lot of different groups, SAD, National Honor Society. I mean, so many groups here at Homestead, so many individuals do go out and make an impact in the community, and we would like to recognize that. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know how you're involved. Let us know if we can help. What kind of community service can we get involved with, and how can we help our larger community? So think about the network. Sarah, I think you said Homestead underline the network. Is that something?
Homestead underscore the network. Sorry. Homestead underscore the network. And that's on my big campus. Please join. That's how we're going to connect with everyone throughout the school. And that's the way you'll get announcements.
Thank you.